Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we are reviewing from Star Wars The Black Series and Star Wars The Force Unleashed with the gaming greats here, Starkiller. Now this guy came out a little while ago, just taking my time to get around to getting to him, and obviously he did come out in the deluxe box which had thousands of accessories to go with extra heads, arms, lightning hands and etc, and 2 extra stormtroopers. But they did say there was going to be an individual release, and I kind of understood that he wouldn't come with any of his accessories, although just the lightsaber there. It would be quite nice if we had a blue and a red, but lo and behold, this is what we have. And this is how he first looked when he first entered the game, so I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, window boxes are back, really nice. Down on the side here, we've got Galen Marek on the side here, shooting out some electric as well. On the back, we've got his little bio and that picture once again. And down here is number 26. It says the Force Unleashed game down here, but it is part of the gaming greats. And with that nice teal colour running throughout the actual figure as well. So yeah, looking pretty cool. So I guess without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. So here he is out of his blister pack, and obviously there's no hidden accessories. We can just see his little tootsies at the bottom down there. So yeah, I guess without further ado, we'll crack him out. I don't know why I always say no hidden accessories. It's been a few years now since these were jam packs full of accessories, that they would be sort of slightly hidden down here and up here. We wouldn't see it all, but now they come with very few and far between now. So yeah, no hidden accessories at all. But yeah, looking at this guy, it looks pretty nice. Looking pretty cool from the front. I'm not too sure about his face sculpt, but I think it's definitely the better pick one out of those few accessory extra ones that he got from the deluxe. But yeah, it's looking pretty cool. So I'm going to go away, put him through his poses, and we'll see you in a moment. So welcome back. We've been away, we were taking these pictures, and what can I say about this figure? Well, there's been a few sort of like reviews out there that I have seen, because this is a little bit of an older figure. I have heard news on the grapevine. Some are saying it's okay, medium, or pretty cool, and I must admit, for myself, I think it's pretty cool. I do love Starkiller. Maybe I'm a little bit biased towards that way, but yeah, I feel like his articulation's great. There's a few little gripes about it. His grip in this hand doesn't really sort of like hold that lightsaber. I've added hot water to it, but since taking the lightsaber out of his hand, putting it back in, it has gone back to its kind of former self there. I do feel like Hasbro have kind of cheated a little bit out on paint. I feel like there should be some lighter bandages and other bits around on the figure, but there are some other parts that they have done with the paint work on there that I do feel like it's a bit of a kudos, really. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of why it's always a little bit on the shelf. But anyway, we can actually go through his accessories, and he only comes with this one accessory, which is his lightsaber. And as we know, it's not the collective edition. I won't keep beating on about it, but I have got a few extra accessories around here that we could actually use to make him come up by, so I'll add those as we go through the review itself. But yeah, so he's got his lightsaber hilt looking pretty cool. There's a little red dot on the inside, all in the silver, and the blacks all in a nice pristine place. You can take out the transparent blade as it's on the little peg system, and you can see that little notch there for where the lightsaber is supposed to sock in, because if you have it rotated around, it sticks out quite a bit. Now, I've gone through my fodder box and I have found a Luke Skywalker lightsaber as well. This one is a bit of an older one, so it's just rounded at the bottom there, but it does fit into there. So if you wanted a blue lightsaber and for your Galen Marek, then it does actually fit in there. Taking that out, we actually got a little peg part here on the hilt, so you can actually put that into any of these little holes around on his belt, which is completely up to you. So I guess a bit later down the line we might get the Sith sort of version of Starkiller, where he has all those extra hilts that he's collected along the way. But yeah, if you want that, you can stand him up there, and it's actually quite secure in that belt as well, which is pretty cool. With that, we can actually go through his articulation, and he can turn left, he can turn right, he can look down, and he can look up. We've got a bit of swagger in there as well. We've got the lower neck movement and the upper neck movement. Full rotation up his arm up this way, it comes up this far. We've got a nice butterfly joint in there as well, and then obviously you've got the rotation on the inside, and then we rotation around on the elbow on a single elbow joint, and it comes up to more than 90. Rotation at the wrist, and it's also on one hinge as well, and it pivots up and down, and the same on this side as well, which is good for his sort of lightsabering. Down here is the only sort of like swivel, so it's a bit weird. It's got that kind of sort of U shape on the bottom down here, so when you turn him he kind of twists up. So if that belt weren't there, there'd be a massive gaping hole between his waist, but he can crunch down this far and he can crunch back this way. Leg wise, come up all the way, so which is pretty cool. He hasn't got that upper thigh rotation. He's got that new kind of articulation there at the top of the hip, so it kind of rotates around on that ball joint up in the top there. He's got rotation around at his lower knee, and then it crunches that way as well, or it spins and rotates as much as you like. No boot rotation there, but he's got a rocker and a pivot at the ankle. So all in all, it is a basic kind of Black Series sort of articulation, but because of the size of him, he's not sort of robust and bold. So with those sort of like butterfly joints and stuff in there, you can get a really kind of good movement around, and with those pivots and the sort of pegs at his hands, they can actually sort of like tilt down, so holds out his lightsaber in a really good position as well. So looking at his aesthetic looks, well, I mean, the face is probably a little bit to, you know, it kind of is Sam Witwer in a slight kind of motion. I know they're trying to go for that kind of angry look on his face there, but I feel like they got away with it. I feel like it's more towards Starkiller than not. I don't think it doesn't look like him entirely. I do feel like some of those extra heads that he did come with kind of really were a bit crap, to be honest. So I think this was the best one out of the bunch, so I'm happy that was that, because I probably wouldn't even put those extra heads on there. So he's got a nice buzz cut all around, got nice shading on there, and then coming down to his armor, so we've got this nice silverness on this part. It's really reflective silver, doesn't look cheap at all, but coming around on his harness and stuff, it's all in one color, unfortunately. I kind of thought it might be removable, but they have actually gone to the details of having this sort of like as two separate pieces, but it is joined together with a little strap in the middle, so which is pretty cool. He's got a nice nasty gash on the side here with his flesh shining through, and then coming down we have got like this little sort of wrist gauntlet that you can see in there with the silver and extra bits on there. So I do feel like Hasbro have actually done quite nice there. They could have just done that all green and put that little red dot in the middle, but they have actually had that extra bit of gunmetal on the inside there, and then we've got a black wrist like glove there as well, which is cool. And down on this side got the sort of like the wraps and stuff around on there with this sort of bit that's hanging down with that little hole inside there, which I think is quite a nice addition. And then coming down to another bare arm where he's got more blood pouring out the top of his hands, or his arm shall I say. Coming down is all in this sort of standard khaki green all the way down. There is a slight different hue to the belt. There's like a bit of a bluey colour that's going throughout. But I really do like this kind of sort of cloth that they've done, and they've actually put like a little kind of extra colouring on here, so it kind of looks like it's damp at the bottom, and that's the original colour, and it kind of looks a bit all like woolen and mossy, which is pretty cool. Coming around on the back of the belt again, they've done the same as well, and you've got that little extra sash down here and the extra belts coming off. So I think the belt looks fantastic, to be honest. They definitely will use that again, in my opinion. And then we've got the extra straps and stuff that are actually attached to his torso at the top there. Coming down to his boots, got more sort of like drapes and extra bits around here, and then the rest of his pants is same in that khaki green, but it's got the look there nonetheless. But I do feel like this colour here should be a little bit more sort of like wrap like, and I'm not too sure. I've looked at random images online. Some are very dark and very much looks like this, and then you got the cosplayers that kind of do that extra kind of bandages around on the side. They look kind of more medical kind of bandages and other parts there, and I do kind of like that look. It just adds a little bit more contrast to the figure than being all this sort of like drab khaki green. So yeah, I think I will look at that. So would I highly recommend the figure? I would. I think it's like a really good sought after figure. It's a fantastic figure as well. It's got a great history to this guy. He had a fantastic story. I know it is canon, or well, not canon, it's Legends now, isn't it? But yeah, I thought it was a great storyline, and I remember going back as well, just watching the cutscenes as if it was like a movie back in the day. But yeah, I just wanted to add on some extra little bits before we cut off away. So I've got some Lightning Collection Power Ranger ones here. So if you wanted some sort of lightning and stuff in his hand, you could do so by just chucking this into his hand here. I did have it set up before, but yeah, so you can just sort of hold it. He hasn't got like a removable hand on that part, but you can do that. Now I did think about sort of grabbing the sort of the Emperor Throne Room's kind of extra hand. It does fit in there, but the hand looks dead. I mean, it's like that horrible grey looking kind of colour compared to the rest of his skin, and the peg is a little bit too fat to fit in there. But this is a easy, cheap alternative, so we can actually just get him like in his little pose kind of there, just cheaply done. If he does stand, there's one thing I would say actually, his standing is not too great. I do think his belt is maybe a little bit too top heavy for him. And then I had the Blue Lightning collection as well, with these sort of forced effects. So, you know, I kind of got it there from the cheap side of having the collector's edition. You got the 2 different lightsabers here and stuff like that, and then you got his lightsaber hilt as well. So if you kind of wanted to make him a bit of a deluxe version, then just look around in your toy box and see what else you can give to him as well. So yeah, highly recommend the figure. I think it's a great figure, and it's the first Black Series official figure that I have bought for 2024. So here's to many more. There's quite good new releases coming down the line, so stay tuned to the channel as well. So don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram where you'll see more pictures of this guy. You can subscribe, ding the bell, and follow me, and join the channel for 99p or 99 cents. You can tell I haven't done a video for a very long time, and I hope you're okay, and I hope you had a good new year, and take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.